afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Matt Jacobs here with the Professional Storm Responders, and good Thursday, March 21st. We were going to talk to you today about risk perception, and the good thing is the other topics that we've talked about from Sunday to Wednesday is going to definitely tie in with this today. We're going to probably go back over some of it, and then we're going to add a few things to it as well. Risk perception covers a wide variety of people, and we're going to kind of clump them into two different categories here. We'll start with people who have anxiety and fear during storms. For those people, just the thought of severe weather can cause crippling fear that make them not think straight. It can be difficult for them to even function. There are some people that will take days off of work when severe weather isn't even going to happen until way after their shift is finished. So we're going to go over some things to help you ease your fear and make things easier for you on days when severe weather can occur. The first thing we suggest here at the Professional Storm Responders is obviously wherever you live across the United States, there are different types of severe weather. Where in California, mudslides are prevalent, more flooding and an earthquake type of activity. Here in Ohio, we don't see that as much. Our severe weather is pretty much limited to thunderstorm and tornadic activity. In the winter, we do have quite a bit of snow that comes through the area, and that will be a concern during winter weather, and we'll go over what you can do to help alleviate some of those fears. One, like I said, make sure that you know what type of severe weather is prevalent to your area. If you're along the Ohio River, flooding may be a larger risk than up here in west central and northwest Ohio, where we're more flat land and we have less rivers. Or bigger rivers, I should say, that can cause major catastrophic flooding. We'll start with what's the difference between a watch and a warning? Some people might think, well, that's a silly thing to talk about, but there are some people that really don't understand the difference. A watch means that conditions are favorable for the development of severe weather. A warning means it is ongoing or imminent. So a watch means if you've ever been out during a day where they forecasted severe weather, it's really humid, the dew points are up, you're kind of sweating just being outside. You can kind of feel the atmosphere being a little bit more volatile. That is where your watches come into place. When all those ingredients add up for the conditions to create severe weather, that is a watch. A warning is when a severe thunderstorm warning or a severe thunderstorm is happening, or a tornado is about to happen, where this thunderstorm has rotation within it. So knowing the difference between those two, one can give you enough time to get into your safety plan. There's a watch. Okay, now I know that I have the potential to see severe weather in my area. I want to make sure that I have non-perishable food and bottled water, hard hats, or something to protect your head, because believe it or not, it's not the storm itself that causes the majority of deaths. It's stuff falling on people's heads, whether that be a wall, a tree from outside, whatever the case may be. That is the leading cause of death during severe weather. Also, where do you go during a severe weather event if you are in your vehicle? One, if a severe thunderstorm event is coming toward you, if there's a tornado, you get out, you get in the lowest lying ditch you can and cover your head. We say cover your head because hail can cause significant damage to the brain if it's big enough. The lowest lying ditch that you can find so a tornado does not or has a less of a chance to make contact with you. What do you do if you're in a mobile home? If you have a shelter, obviously that is the first place you go. 2, you make a plan with a family member, a friend, whoever may be in the area that you can get to quick, who has a sturdy site-built structure or home that you can get to and seek shelter. Where do you go while you're in your house? The most interior room, if your house does not have a basement with no windows. And if you have a house with a basement, obviously that's the first place you go. How do you get your warnings? We recommend that everybody who lives in an area that's prone to tornadic activity purchases a weather radio. They're $20, $30. There are some as fancy as one that's built in to a regular radio, so you can listen to your regular radio. And no weather alerts will pop in when they happen. Download a weather app on your phone. They will automatically give updates when weather events occur in your near or in your area to give you enough time to know what's going on. Obviously, we talked about radio. Regular radio will give you all the updates. It cuts into radio broadcast as well as your local TV. And the good thing about that is if you know that severe weather is happening, make sure that you have your devices, such as your iPads, your phones, stuff like that, charged well enough in advance, because most of these stations now have a way to access their content online, whether it be their website or an app. So those are some of the ways you can get your warnings in advance. All these things, and like I said, I know that some of our other members and people who we partner with are going to be talking about a lot of this stuff, but these are all ways to alleviate fears and make sure that you are doing everything you can to keep yourself protected during severe weather days. The other type of people that we're going to talk about during severe weather and the risk perception are people who have lived through a lot of events that you would call bust days, or days that didn't develop severe weather like was thought. For example, on February 27th, Ohio experienced anywhere, I want to say it was 8 tornadoes, and all of those were outside of the enhanced risk area. All that to say that people are like, see, this is why we don't really get too worried about severe weather. Where they predicted it to be the worst, it ended up nothing happening. The Memorial Day tornado outbreak is another example of that. So it's called being desensitized. After a while, it's the boy who cried wolf syndrome is what people will tell you. And that is why you have people who will stay in their homes during wildfires and hurricanes. They don't take tornadoes serious because they just believe that, well, this is the 13th time this year I've heard this and it hasn't happened to me, so it's not going to happen. And that's when disaster strikes. And that's why here at the Professional Storm Responders, we follow the James Spann rule, where 1, respect the polygon. 2, if it's a tornado warning, treat that warning like it's on the ground, whether it is or not. Because the thing is, a tornado warning without a tornado on the ground is a spinning wall cloud. Okay, it is a thunderstorm with rotation in it. So just because at this second it's not on the ground, it doesn't mean it's not. And the thing is, if you don't live near a radar site, or you're kind of between, you're in that no man's land, it's going to be a lot harder for people to always know when something's on the ground, especially during a nocturnal event, because sky-worn weather spotters go out during the day and can spot severe weather. But when the sun goes down, it's a lot harder for those people to know where severe weather is occurring, or like a tornado on the ground. So here is, once again, we urge people to, one, respect the polygon. If you're in a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning, treat it like your life is in danger. Don't panic, but also have a healthy fear of what can occur during severe weather. We also recommend that on days where there are severe weather, that you also have your plan in place and you're ready to go, because the last thing you want to do is shrug it off and pretend like nothing's going to happen, and then it's too late for you to put your plan in place. The tornado is right on top of you, and you've already said, well, no big deal, because this has already happened X amount of times. Let's take, the Memorial Day outbreak, where the original forecast for severe weather was further north than Dayton. So a lot of people didn't take it serious, and a lot of people were lucky that more lives weren't lost during that day. So, all that to say, both sides, whether you are someone who doesn't believe that severe weather is a big deal, or you are somebody who has crippling fear and anxiety from it, both sides can put themselves in equal danger for very different reasons. And for that, it's here at the Professional Storm Responders, we say, use common sense, have a plan in place, and always be weather ready, because weather is the most unpredictable thing we deal with, and it can change at a moment's notice. So that is the way to keep yourself as safe as possible. And whether your perception of weather is, it can be something that can damage you or kill you, or you believe it's no big deal, that is the easiest way to get through a severe weather event. My name is Matthew Jacobs, Professional Storm Responders. Follow us on all forms of social media: X, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Oh, as well as TikTok, yes. And once again, each form of social media provides different content, whether it be more entertaining, more serious, whether we have interviews or educational videos. That is why we strongly urge you to follow us on all forms of social media. And also, something we haven't mentioned in any of our videos, and shame on us for not doing so. The reason we are putting these videos out, we are a Weather Ready Nation ambassador team, which means we partner with the National Weather Service to put out these videos. They have decided that March 17th through the 23rd is Ohio Severe Weather Awareness Week. And that's why we have chosen to do these videos as well, to help you guys be prepared for this severe weather season. Once again, my name is Matthew Jacobs. Stay weather aware and have a great day.